Has been locked down. ABC's Alex Stone is on his way there.
As we listen to police, they are responding right now as well. Code 3, as it's called here in California, lights and sirens to get on scene. They have not begun their search of the buildings yet. UCLA police are trying to figure out which building this is in. They have gotten calls of, and I'm listening to some radio traffic right now as well, but they've gotten some calls of potentially some victims who have been injured. They're trying to track down what building.
From the KMAX Storm Team Weather Lab, this is a KFYO Severe Weather Update, sponsored by Lentigar Electric Cooperative Incorporated. Find us online at lentigar.coop.
101 News Talk 790 KFYO, Awesome 98 Lonestar 99.5 FM. Rob Snyder and KMAC 28's Ron Roberts here with you for an expanded weather update with Ron. I'd call this some unprecedented urban flooding that we've had in the hub city over the past hour or so.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of last May, Robert. You know, we had that major event that flooded Avenue Q, but this one has been more widespread, if you will. We were talking about over 3 inches in shallow water. We're talking about a couple of inches here close to our studios at 82nd and Quaker, at our live weather site here at 82nd and Quaker. And you've been out in it, and the bottom line is it's probably a good idea not to get out if you can avoid it. The storms have shifted just a little bit, and you're probably noticing at 82nd and Quaker that the precipitation has settled down just a bit. And the core of heaviest thunderstorms now are actually moving towards southeast Lubbock, say around 50th Street, back over towards Spur 327. Also, it looks like about Avenue Q, and it goes up into downtown Lubbock. So it's beginning to push across more of the central and southern, southeastern part of the metro Lubbock area.
Right, is the flash flood warning continuing until 2 o'clock this afternoon. One low spot where there's already been a number of cars that have stalled out, particularly if you're driving sports car type vehicles or low-profile sedans, 82nd and Vicksburg, where the road basically dips down between Quaker and Slide. There are some cars that have just not been able to make it so far this afternoon. Cars have stalled out there. I've also been told, Ron, of some low-lying spots near 34th in Frankfurt and 27th in Frankfurt as well. And then Frankfurt from 66th going south to at least 82nd Street, if not 98th Street. You could only get about one lane going both northbound and southbound due to the high water as well.
Yeah, and they have had a high water rescue at 54th and Banger Avenue. Also, cars were literally swept off the access road at Loop 289, notoriously Loop 289 in South Quaker. That is a notorious flooding area by Walmart. And the water coming off the Walmart parking lot is so strong that it literally pushed, like you said, small vehicles, small sedans, off into the bar ditch where they are in water. And, of course, that's where we have a lot of local first responders trying to help them out, too. So, you know, it's one of those situations where we know that we don't need to drive through high water, but most people don't understand that high water doesn't have to be up to your door jamb. High water can be, you know, just a few inches, 6 to 12 inches of water on the roadway can push vehicles off the side. And that's what we're seeing so far this afternoon, is just trying to encourage people not to get out in it at all.
Right, and that's the other thing that's occurred, is that you have people that left maybe their places of work for lunch break around 12:30 or so, or maybe even trying to get out right now at 1 o'clock. And in reality, it's just try to get to a place that's a little bit with higher ground. Best way to say, because low-lying parking lots will definitely flood. I'm sure the South Plains Mall parking lot is probably flooded in the usual spots as well.
I've had confirmation of that. Some public reports that the mall's parking lot is underwater, and that's another notorious place where that happens. But most folks know, what areas are going to flood, but you think you can get through it, and you can't. So, again, the best thing to do is to avoid these. Avoid getting out at all. But if you do have to travel in the center lane with the lights on and drive very slowly.
Again, a flash flood warning continues for the city of Lubbock and the vast majority of Lubbock County until 2 o'clock. Of course, that may be extended depending upon the rainfall that we get over the next hour or so. As Ron had mentioned, shallow water at least 3 inches of rain. Southwest Lubbock, most parts between 1.75 and 2 inches of rainfall. Low-lying areas that usually flood have definitely flooded in central and western Lubbock due to the rainfall. Ron, anything else to add in our final 30 seconds?
Well, it looks like, again, the storms are shifting more to northeast Lubbock. So here's another piece of advice. Many people try to go through McKenzie Park and that area. I wouldn't go through those little roads in McKenzie Park. You're going to end off into the little river there. So stay away from the park area. Stay away from low-lying areas near the park, and we'll ride this out, and this thing should be getting out of here over the next hour or so.
We'll have additional weather updates throughout the afternoon right here on News Talk 790 KFYO, Awesome 98, and Lonestar 99.5 FM. Ron Roberts from KMAC-28 Weather Lab, thanks for joining us this afternoon.
You bet.
Pete Hegseth's book is called In the Arena. And, of course, I, as a powerful, influential member of the media, had an advance copy. And I sometimes share with you things that I'm reading. Goes in spurts. But that's a good one. And Pete's a good guy. He popped up on Fox News and who is this guy? And now he's everywhere on Fox News. And runs a Veterans Foundation and some other things. He is a vet. But it's called In the Arena. Greetings and welcome back. Rush Limbaugh at 800-282-2882. If you want to be on the program, the email address lrushbo at eibnet.com. Just two more bites here, and I'm going to move on to Hillary Clinton. One of the things I mentioned in the aftermath of the Trump presser yesterday was audio soundbite number 10 here. This is a prediction that I made. What the